We are back. Once again, we're here with Bruce Wood. We are at Hilton Head Capital Partners, and the office is amazing. And I tell you what, we have so many questions. We're all going, darn, we don't want this segment to end or this show to end, because we're really covering a lot of topics that I think are really important. We've been talking about, teaching people really about investments and saving money. And during the break, Jeremy once again asked a really good question about, do kids invest in what they're passionate about or what they think is a smart move, is exactly how he positioned it.
No, investing, I believe, at all ages is passion.
Okay.
All right, it isn't until much later for some reason, and it depends on the individual, that they become more practical.
Okay. Well, we were talking too about, I recently lost my dad.
Yes.
And so we're doing all kinds of estate stuff and blah, blah, blah. And I think all 4 kids are like, it's much more overwhelming than we thought. And
Yes.
I think one of the questions we had is inheritance an issue with people ever? All at once they come into a windfall of money and don't really know what to do with it.
Yes, and that's why women have to take control of this.
Okay.
Generally speaking, they live longer, so their needs are going to be necessary longer, and it's easy to make changes in the beginning. But my mother's 96, and I had to practically stand on her head to get her to make changes with her trust that she had done 30 years earlier.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
And so consequently, it's easy to make changes when you're younger, and you don't have a lot of external things going on.
So what is the biggest mistake people make when when an estate is settled and they inherit money? What do you find that people do that just...
It depends on the client. If
Okay.
they're with a professional investment firm or financial advisor, he or she is gonna really have them set up properly.
Okay.
Okay, so that's not a real problem. The problem is getting the client to the professional.
Okay.
That's the hardest thing that I contend with. Getting the client to go to the attorney to do it properly.
Okay.
All right. And like I said in the last segment, or you brought up during the summertime, there are 2 types of trusts. And, there's South Carolina, a trust within a will, and then a trust outside of the will.
Okay.
Right? And
Review that for the people who may not have seen that, because I do remember talking a lot about that.
Right, just like right now, this is the best time to pull all your estate stuff together.
Okay.
Pretend like you're going to die tomorrow. What will you look like
Okay.
to your family and to the IRS?
Okay.
Okay? If you don't do it properly, the IRS sits back and they smile and they say, thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
You did a great job of not doing a great job.
Whoa, that's pretty powerful. So in order to do a good job, sir, what do you advise?
Oh.
Come see your a professional.
Right. Talk to your financial advisor. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, go to the attorney.
Okay.
Okay, and have a book of all the assets and your doctor and all this stuff. The book that I gave to you,
me.
the estate planning.
Yes,
book.
I have
Right.
to. I should have brought that today to show it. It is a powerful book. We had talked about it, but it's appropriate now.
The time of the year is perfect.
Okay.
Because you're pulling all your taxes together and everybody hates that.
Right.
But that's the best time to do it.
Okay.
Or if you get a mortgage, you still have to bring most of that together too. So there's a lot of reasons why you should be estate planning every single year.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
It really
And
does.
again, is it hard not to see that money burn a hole in your pocket?
Oh yeah, clients want to accumulate wealth, which is wonderful, and I think that's great. But I'm always telling clients, spend it, okay? Because if you leave money to your children, they may or may not be equipped to understand it.
Help me understand what that means. Basically, what I hear you say is, when I make the money, I value the money. When I die and then my kids get the money, they didn't make it, so it may not have the emotional impact or the value.
That's correct. You said it perfectly. I don't need to expand on that at all, except for that is the darn truth. And through trust, you can make them be aware of it. Through the attorneys, you can make them be aware of it. But it still comes down to, educating them. Do you want to spend the $1 million that you just inherited, or do you just want to put it in dividend stocks and make $50,000 a year and buy everything that you want?
With that $50,000
With that
rather
$50,000.
than the principal
Right.
or whatever. Okay.
And if it's wisely invested, it can grow. So your 50 could become 100. Okay.
So what you're saying is, if I can delay my gratification a little bit, kind of let it grow, I can, for lack of a better term, sophisticated term, have my cake and eat it too.
Exactly. I was just going to say that. If you're wise about your money, inheritance, don't go out and buy a new house.
Okay.
The $50,000 that you're getting in income will pay for
Right.
a new house. Don't buy it for cash.
Got it.
All right?
Got it.
Use your, as an old banker, which I was many, many years ago, great Jewish bank, they said, borrow as much money as you can for as long as you can for the lowest possible rate and never pay it off.
Right. Makes sense. It really does. You are so much fun to talk to, and it's really a treat, I think, for all of us to experience kind of a longer format with you. Breakfast with Bruce. We all learned a lot. And I have to, again, thank you for coming in, and I have to show this off. We're all walking around with our Hilton Head Drive to Your Own Financial Freedom mask. Jeremy has his on right now, and he said it's super comfortable. So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you all for joining us here on Girl Talk. Please have a safe and wonderful week. Bye-bye.